Hi friends, so I want to tell you about my organizing home, the Lorde project. But I already did that last year and the year before, so this time I'll let Lorde project's Deputy Director, India Harris, tell it.
The Audre Lorde Project is a community organizing center for LGBT people of color in New York City. ALP is very focused on being member-led, and so there's a lot of leadership development that happens with our members. I got to learn how to really lead people into a place of imagination and vision. Like, what does it look like for us to take care of our communities and provide safety for our communities when most folks have only really been shown one or two ways? It engages our imagination and to create realities that may not exist, right?
Which means the work they do is always being shaped by the people they serve. But it usually falls into three programs. Trans justice, which works for more equitable access to things like jobs, healthcare, and housing for trans and gender nonconforming people. Safe Outside the System, which focuses on community-based anti-violence work. And Third Space, which helps us build community care practices where members can find joy and healing.
When I talk about, or any of us talk about ALP being our political home, what is in a home but a family, right? And what does a family do? A family is to care for one another and look after one another. To feed each other, to play games and building new friendships and connections in a city, which can be very lonely for some people or can feel very overwhelming to navigate and have people wonder oh, will you really accept us for who we are? And the answer is yes. We are here to not only accept, but embrace our community for each individual for who they are.
A lot of the programming I've really benefited from has been the peer-to-peer education. So a member will do a session teaching other members like me all about queer reproductive rights that I didn't learn in school, or on how to de-escalate conflict, or how to recognize pinkwashing, a tactic where people try to use our LGBTQ plus rights as a way to deny other kinds of rights.
It allows our members to not only gain skills, but showcase the skills that they may already have and use it to support the organizing. And it doesn't mean that everyone has to show up and do everything the same. All of us are different. Our difference is a strength, right? We have many gifts to offer. And that's something that Audre Lorde talks about a lot. Our namesake talks a lot about finding strength in our difference, talking about we do not lead single issue lives. And so, yes, because I have this one identity, I can do a lot of justice work in that area, but I also have other identities. I have folks that I love and care about and want to show up for also.
So even though I've been involved with ALP since 2020, I want to tell you something wild, which is that I never actually met India or other ALP members in person until a couple weeks ago. The world being what it is, they've tried to keep things accessible and safe by holding meetings online. But they've recently started having a few in-person events, and so I went to one. When I got there, I was nervous about what to do and how to fit in. I rock up and I think I see the organizer that I'd been texting with about the event, but I can't quite place faces because we're all in masks, and I also don't know how tall anybody is because I've only ever seen them on Zoom. So I'm kind of standing there, T-pose, who do I approach? Who am I supposed to talk to? And then one of the other staffers, Rumi, who's coordinating volunteers that day, comes up to me hey Taylor, glad you made it. Here's what's going on. Here's where the snacks and water are. Here are your flyers and masks to hand out because I'd volunteered to do outreach at the event. Oh, and here's the person you're gonna be walking around with because we're doing a buddy system here. And in that one quick moment, I felt so taken care of. New York City can be an alienating place, especially when the rents are going up and housing is hard to find and services are being cut so the city can buy this thing. It can be hard to be a queer person, to be a person of color, to be a person who's always at least a little bit being pushed to the edges. What I love about ALP is that when I am there, I belong. I know that I'm going to be taken care of, that I'm going to learn how to better take care of my friends and neighbors. And when you start there, so much is possible.
It's really talking about being engaged and not numbing out, right? It doesn't mean that folks don't take a break, but it means embracing the diversity or the expanse of all of your feelings. It is okay for us to be disappointed because we have one another to be supportive. It is okay for us to feel joyful. It is okay for us to feel frustrated or hard. Like, we deserve to be able to envision a glorious future. And I don't mean a future far away. For me, that future starts the next minute, the next hour, the next day, right? It's the next step you take. The sandwich that you are thinking about later, right, is the future, right? And we want to, see all of our folks during Pride exuding that joy, exuding that inner joy, and not feeling like they have to hide it or that they have to be so serious. Like, we are going to be sincere and we're going to have a great time.
This video is for the Project for Awesome, the annual event where we live stream all weekend, raise a bunch of money, and then vote on where we want that money to go. So if you'd like some of the funds we raised to go to the Audre Lorde Project, there will be a link to vote below. Thanks for watching. Bye.